AUSX Open. This is the Outside Gate with Steve Hall on the L4 Media Network. This podcast, the audio quality is not going to be quite what you're used to. I'm pretty fussy with my audio quality usually, but I'm driving home from the AUSX Open, and it's a pretty long, boring drive, and I thought I'd just share some thoughts. I don't do a lot of recap podcasts, but I was literally just thinking about it, and there's kind of three stories to the night, so I thought I'd just share those with you. There's a funny story, which is me funny, angry, funny afterwards, angry in the moment story about me and my I have a torrid relationship with Marvel Stadium, so I might just put a bit of that at the end. I don't want to throw shade because it was a fucking excellent event. Like, hats off, boys. It was fucking great. Really shit hot stuff. The whole Aussie Supercross season was a real high watermark for Aussie Supercross for as far back as I can probably remember, I'd say, probably the best it's been. I know some of the Supercross Masters eras were really, really cool, but considering crowd numbers, stadium sizes, track sizes, and that sort of thing, and the complete package this year was amazing. So that's really cool. So yeah, hats off to everyone involved. So like I said, three stories. First story is just that. Great event. Track was really cool. I know riders did throw a little shade at track conditions. I haven't heard any interviews or any other media to see anything more said about that. I know Shane McElrath give the track conditions a bit of a backhander at one stage, and so on. Doesn't bother a fan though, does it? It makes for good racing. The love in the crowd. So I was sitting up in the cheap seats, which are actually the good seats. It's amazing how many seats that are low where you can't see shit sell out quick, and then you can easily get the high seats that are actually the best seats where you can see the track the best. Anyway, lot of Lawrence love up there, which is to be expected. A lot of Lawrence love, tiny bit of Coop hate, but I was certainly cheering for Coop loudly, and well, not loudly. I'm not a sort of loud fan, but I was cheering for Coop, giving him a bit of love. But the Lawrence, it was pretty full on when Lawrence did anything, which was and that's what you expected, what you'd want. The introduction stuff, all that, that was really cool, really well done. Liked all of that. But I got to complain. Very disappointed there was no Nicoletti in the opening ceremonies. Like I thought, seriously, they built it up. They had Joey and Dean and Cloudy and that Aussie Championship contenders, and then Coop came out, and then the Lawrence's come out, and I thought they were building up to Phil, but then I don't know what happened. So maybe Phil was just too humble and he didn't want to overshadow the Lawrences. Maybe he's that good a guy. Took me a while to figure out. I was looking for I thought Phil would probably be rocking the 715, 715, that's it. Something, his old school number. I should know that. I've got a shitty memory for things like that. I can remember the weirdest things about races from 1985, but I'll forget my favourite rider's amateur number. There you go. Anyway, I was looking for like a 3-digit 751, 715 or whatever. Phil, took me a while to figure out he was 29. Looked weird. Anyway, Phil rode great. He until he hit the ground, but yeah, he was riding great. That was cool. While I'm talking MX2, let's just talk MX2. That was cool. My boy Caden Minier, he got robbed. He was robbed, and Thompson as well. When they got docked in that second race. But rules are rules. I was explaining to my daughter, rules are rules. Like, if you jump on a red cross flag, it's an automatic docker, and that has to be enforced. You can't go grey area on that. But the positioning of that, and no flaggy hate, love flaggies, good on them, but the positioning of that last red cross flag was totally unnecessary. It was way after the incident. It was unnecessary. I haven't watched it back on the TV, and if I do, and I will retract that and apologise. But from the stands in the moment, watching that, it seemed totally unnecessary. I could see them rolling, and I was looking at this guy who was waving the red cross flag before the finish line, and I was like, what for? Like, there was need for a yellow. There was need for a yellow there because there was a guy picking up a bike and that sort of thing there. But there was no, that was over the top. So he was robbed. Anyway, great job by Minier. Sorry. Great job by Minier. He rode awesome. That was really cool. Never thought I would see a Nicolati Minier battle ever, but we saw that for about a lap there. It was all good. Every time Cole Thompson is, I don't know if he's got a bit of a rep. Every time I saw him near anyone, I was just expecting something to happen. He's got a bit of he's like Vince Freeze light. Anyway, cool. And Shane's the class of the field. Deserved the championship, deserved the night. Whole show. Brody Connolly took him a couple of races to turn up. Just starts, all about starts. Kingsford rode great. I didn't exactly catch what happened, but I think he had something to do with Phil hitting the ground. I think I sort of looked over to Phil. Phil was already crashing. I didn't see what instigated it. Cool. MX1. I was really disappointed for the fans. Actually, a bunch of fans left when Jet said he wasn't racing the last race. A bunch of fans behind me left, which is pretty lame on their part, but it shows the impact, you know. The cheers were loud for Hunter, the cheers for Jet were fucking insane. And I don't want to throw shade at any of this because like I said, it was awesome, but how the fuck did Honda not have parts for his bike? How the fuck did Honda not have parts for Jet Lawrence's bike? Someone needs their fucking ass kicked for that. Like, I don't know what the fuck. That doesn't make sense, you know. That doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to think of a good smart analogy for that. let me think. I can only think of real old school, you know. Alright, for the Aussies listening, for the old Aussies listening, that's like, you know, Holden running out of parts for Peter Brock's Commodore. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're just like... Anyway, I can't think of an analogy that would, I don't know, like, if football won for the US listeners, it's like Tom Brady's not coming out for the fourth quarter because he broke a shoelace and he doesn't have another pair of cleats. They're going to sit that out. Yeah, anyway, glad Jet was all right though. That, and then, you know, Jet going down, and he limped a bit. He obviously probably just give a bit of a leg corky or something, because he obviously looked all right afterwards walking around, but he sort of limped and hopped on that leg a bit, and I was like, oh fuck no, you know. And then I was sick in the guts when I saw Coop holding his arm. That looked really bad. It looked like a broken arm, broken wrist, sort of, the way he was holding it. Or even like a collarbone. You know, sometimes you get to the rider, they cradle that bottom part of their arm to take the pressure off the collarbone. If it is a collarbone, that'd be the best thing. So as moto guys know, that's the best one to break. We'll be back next week. Bit of steel in there. But yeah, Coop looked great. Starts, MX1 starts, interesting. I'm actually with the Lawrences not getting good starts on stock bikes, I can't wait to hear Mathis' take on that, because you know, unless you're living under a rock, you know about Mathis' start button. You know, Lars has got the button and all that. Like, straight away I was thinking Steve's going to have a field day with that. That Lars wasn't there with the start button. That could be fun. What else? Was Hunter playing with Dean a little bit? Was Hunter putting on a little bit of a show? I'm okay if he was, because, you know, he was there for a show and the crowd was going insane. But like, Dean wasn't riding, you know, awesome with his busted shoulder and all that. And Hunter, I don't know. I'm cool either way, because they put on a great show. But I think maybe Hunter, I don't know whether he was maybe deciding, do I want to get in the middle of this championship? Could I cost Dean a championship? Or if I don't pass him, could I cost Joey a championship? Like, there could have been a lot going through his head. But anyway, that was cool. Always good when Hunter gets one over Jet, I reckon. Always like that. What else? Yeah, good job, Joey. Joey was like really disappointed in his night. Should have been celebrating that championship a bit more, I think. Should have been celebrating it. And good job getting around, I don't know how many laps. A lot of laps with a flat tyre. A lot of laps. I reckon it was, could have been just the track, but I reckon it was spinning a little on the rim too, because like there was a couple of times before he backed right off where he got on the gas, and it was sort of, there's a lot, seemed like a lot was happening, but he wasn't going forwards much. So that could have just been, you know, like I said, snapshot. I haven't watched anything back. Cool. I'm probably forgetting stuff there. MX3. You know, Jake Cannon did his best to try for the Honda sweep, but in the end, would have took a lot of bad luck for the two Yamahas. Great job to them. Congrats to WBR. That was all cool. Wasn't sort of super eventful memory. 85 Cup. Congratulations to Seth, that was cool. Good on him, good kid. But my heart was in it for Jack. Jack's been on the show, great kid. But you know, like all those kids, Tate Reid getting second was awesome. That was really cool. But look, I think for Jack, like after Seth got the start, he did what he could. They were so even, and then you could see Jack was just having to push a little bit more, which led to a couple of mistakes and that sort of thing, and you could see he was so disappointed. I know what a driven kid he is from talking to him on the show. So yeah, sorry about that for him, but yeah, happy for Seth as well, you know, and for Tate. 65 Cup, I will admit that I had to go to the toilet. And I chose the 65 Cup to do it. But I did get to see, I could sort of see a fair bit on the big screen while I was lining up for a pee. And when I come out, I could hear that. And Izzy Garlis, good on him, good job. What else? That's it. The J.O. Archer tribute with the freestyle stuff was good. It was good. The freestyle show was pretty good. Let's just rip into a Guts ad read, because we are proudly sponsored by Guts Racing. And how many Guts seats were out there kicking ass last night? Like, there's more bikes. There would be more bikes out there last night on Guts seats than there wasn't. It's incredible. You look around the Aussie pits and say all your gas team, your Gas team, Husky team, your KTM team, CDR Yamaha, Empire Kawasaki. Like, I think almost every team is out there rocking Guts seats. So that is amazing. That speaks volumes when you got that many quality riders out there choosing to run Guts seats. Gutsracing.com. That is a really easy website to remember, isn't it? Gutsracing.com. I should know the Guts Racing website for Australia, but I do know, you just Google Guts Racing. I know the Aussie website comes up if you are searching it from Australia. They both websites come up. The first two ones you'll see will be gutsracing.com and will be the Aussie site. So get into that as well and support the local importer / distributor. I'm not sure exactly how I'm supposed to word that. Alright, get around at gutsracing.com. Cool. That's probably enough me rambling about what happened on the night. Other story of the night was crashes and injuries. Too many. That's the sport. The highs and lows of the sport, hey? That's what we get. But yeah, worried about Jet being hurt, seeing Coop hurt. There was a little bloke in the 85s who got carted off on a stretcher. He did wave on the way out. Not sure his name, who he is. Hope he's alright. Honestly, anyone listens to this and they know, just DM me, how is that kid? He's alright. I always hate him getting stretchered off. And then a lot of other crashes. Phil seemed alright, but like all the visitors crashed, except for Hunter. I think like all the visitors crashed. Fucking, you don't want any of these guys to get hurt when they're coming here to do basically what's an exhibition race for them. But the worst one, Medi, was seeing stars. He was straight down in front of where I was sitting, and with all that race going on, the crowd's going crazy for Hunters coming through the pack, and I was really just watching Medi doing the old thing, like, is he moving much? What's he doing? All that sort of thing. Word this morning, from an insider-ish source is the word is a heavy concussion. You know, we know, hey, that it's funny, you know, you sort of, someone's hit their head hard, and sometimes we like, oh, okay, that's not too bad, that's my initial thoughts. Well, it's fucked is what it is, but you know, that's our sport. Biggest thing, you know, with Medi is that's a fucking shitty way to end a legendary career. Like, damn, getting stretched off, that's not cool at all. Thoughts with Medi, he might have to sneak in Adelaide Supercross next year to fare well a little bit better. Just do Adelaide next year, no? That'd be better. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, injuries, you know, whatever. Some events you get lots of injuries, some you don't. Part of it. That's no one's fault. Just one of those things. It gives you a bit of a, you know, me anyway. It gives me a bit of a, hits me in the gut a bit, you know. Cool. That's my thoughts on all of that. Yeah, fantastic. All right. What have I been? I've been crapping on for 20 minutes here. Eh? I'll try and keep this under half an hour. I'll tell a bit of a story. So, no shade on the event, no shade on anything. Me and Marvel Stadium, we have this thing, and to be honest, me and cities and me and the Melbourne CBD, we just don't get along. All right, I'm a country boy. I used to have to go to meetings in the city, and I hated it, and I hated the meetings. Now I do have like a bad taste in my mouth about the whole scene, and that particular part of Melbourne, anywhere around the that sort of side of the CBD. I passionately hate that place. And Marvel, once I'm inside Marvel Stadium, it is an awesome stadium. But everything outside the gate, I hate it. I hate that the parking's expensive. I hate that the parking options are limited. I hate all the just the cityness of it, you know. But a lot of people like it, so, you know, and nobody gives a shit about what this country boy thinks about things like that. But anyway, maybe that's my hate of the city that you know, you go looking for, you go expecting things to go wrong and they do, hey? So let's try and keep this brief and make it fun rather than angry. So I get into the car park, right? So I parked at the stadium because the B&B that I booked, like a few blocks from the stadium, after I'd booked it, oh, sorry, we don't have any parking available. Great. That's good. So I figured, well, there's lots of car parks. I don't know where they are, how they work, what hours I can get in and out of them, and so on. Marvel Stadium, as the website says, is a 24-hour car parking available at Marvel. So cool. Okay, so we'll park at the stadium. We're there. We walk to the B&B, walk back in the morning, and so on. Cool. All good. So I'll park under the stadium. And then me and a bunch of other people who've parked under the stadium, this is sort of mid-afternoon, we're all like stuck in the stadium then. So we're like stuck in the stadium. People are going up and down lifts, going to locked doors, locked gates, trying to get out of the stadium to go and see the, you know, the little bit of, what's the word? The fan interaction stuff. There's a word I'm searching for. The fan stuff. We're trying to get out to go for a walk around there. And we can't get out. And so in the end, I had to go up to a bunch of like security / Marvel worker guys, and I'm like, guys, can we get out? And they're sort of looking at me and they're like, how did you get in? And I'm like, I drove in and paid to park under the stadium. And they're sort of looking all confused and so, okay. So they let me out. It's like like you're a criminal. Anyway, criminal that just paid $50 for parking. Okay, cool. Had a look outside and it's friggin' raining and it sort of cocked up a lot of their outside action stuff they were doing. Anyway, so that was limited. But we had a look around there and whatever, and checked into the B&B and that all good and all that, and back to the stadium and got in there quick and all that, and so all good. Anyway, this morning I get up there at the B&B and I was like, said to my daughter, I'll go and grab the car. So I walk there. Can't get in the stadium, and I got to get the car, get my daughter's luggage to put her on a train at 10 o'clock this morning. So I'm like, I'm stressing. I didn't let on to her that I was stressing, but I'm stressing. So in the end, I'm walking around the stadium, down the road, all this sort of stuff, and everything looks like it's locked, but I don't give up that easy. I notice a side door to the car park was not even ajar. It's not locked properly. The latch hasn't closed properly. So I just walk in, go and find my car, fire it up, all good. Right, now I've got to find a way out. And I figured there's got to be people working there. There's got to be something happening. They'll be taking dirt out somewhere, somehow, and drive around this exit, that exit. End up having to ring the hotline there, get some security guy. He's under the pump with all this shit. And anyway, he managed to make a roller door open for me and let me out of the stadium. And like, I know, is it just me? Is that shit just me? It shouldn't be that hard. Come on, Marvel. You've had the greatest, what were they saying last night? The greatest Supercross event ever held outside of America. That's a pretty big claim. I don't know. It was good. I haven't been to enough other ones to know. But that's what they were saying. It was certainly good. But Marvel, get your shit together. There was plenty of other cars and utes and stuff in the car park, so I won't be the only one that's wondering how the fuck to get their car back. Anyway, that's a bit about me and Marvel Stadium and me in the city. I'm glad to be out now, driving country roads and out of that rat race. It's not for me. More of a much more of a country boy. All right, I think that's all I got. Bit of a half-assed half-hour chat about what went down last night. Cool. Can't wait for next year's Aussie Supercross season. I'll certainly try and get to a few more. Travelling around Australia is damn expensive, whether you are flying or driving. So the old that dictates everything for a dude like me. But anyway, good on them, good stuff, and thanks for listening.